I worked at jobs that had security cameras and had a lot of people. So it wasn't like I was working in a private area. I was working with a lot of people. So I would be watched. They keep trying to say it's different from before 2016. No, that is the same as before 2016. No, in 2016 was probably the first time I would be alone in a place. And they say, oh, I was never alone in a place. I was always with other people. And I preferred it. I was the one who said, I don't want to be alone by myself in a place. So all of these little things that when they keep trying to piece this together after the fact instead of all along, are things they need to take into consideration. So I think when they admitted today that I was one of the children they were always kind of trying to suck in, I think by some way I was always with people. I told you guys this in another video. They keep trying to say, like, I say I'm responsible for everything. No way. No way. I was always with people. People, I worked with a lot of people. So this wasn't like it was just me. So when, they expected me to say one thing, I'm going to tell you the truth to the best of my ability, which I've been saying. I'm grateful. You know, they said, thank God. I'm grateful. I'm a Gen Xer. We were always with other kids. That's why you notice I don't like AI and I don't like surveillance because I think more things are happening now. But when I grew up, we were always with kids. I said jokingly to somebody, they say the kids can play, like when you play video games online, you could play with other kids. I said, you go to that kid's house and you play, or you do FaceTime, but not this playing games with strangers online for kids. No, that was something a Gen Xer would never think of. So they said, oh, I wasn't playing games when I was a kid. We played all sorts of games when I was a kid, board games. We had very little video games, but we had like arcades. So we did have some video games, but that would have been when I was a little older. When I was a very young kid, we didn't really have that. We had board games, and you always played with someone. And I think I told you guys in school they made sure that during after lunch we ran outside. I don't know now if kids do that, but every lunch period after that we called it recess. So you got free time. And if you were the kid who didn't want to play with the other kids, they were like, "What's wrong with you?" It wasn't like you were forced to play with other kids, but it was like, so there was this thing of